You will know him best as the man behind the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. Dan Brown has sold more than 250 million books, and now he's back with a long-awaited new one. It is called The Secret of Secrets. It has beloved protagonist Robert Langdon back, doing what he does best, solving mysteries, decoding ancient mythology, and taking readers on the run with him. Dan Brown is in our studio. Good morning. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Listen, our makeup artist Lucas came out and said, when I worked at a bookstore, I sold a lot of his books. 250 million.
Kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, even for you, which I find amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, you brought Robert Langdon back. Fans will be happy to hear that. Tom Hanks, if you need the reminder, played him in the films. He's back again in the pages of this book. So what is he up to this time?
You know, if you've read my books, which I guess you have, you know that in every novel he very conveniently meets a beautiful, brilliant woman who happens to have the exact skill set he requires. I wanted to do something different in this book, and Robert Langdon is very much in love in this book. So he's actually in a relationship. He is in Prague, solving an entirely different kind of mystery that sort of circulates around the topic of human consciousness.
So how much time do you spend traveling to the countries that you're writing about?
Depends what I'm writing about.
Okay.
I learned the hard way with Deception Point, do not set a book in the Arctic Circle.
Okay.
So now I set in exotic locations that I actually want to travel to. And I spent a lot of time in Prague. I think it's perhaps the most beautiful city in the world, and certainly a city filled with mysticism.
Well, and we get that from your writing, that you know it and you know it intimately. It is no secret you like to tackle big topics in your books, and this one is following suit. But this time, you hit on something not only big, but a bit broad, and that is human consciousness and what happens when we die. Why this topic?
Well, you know, for a whole bunch of reasons. I like to write about big topics, and there is no bigger topic than human consciousness. It is the lens through which we see the world. We react with other people through our consciousness. It's how we perceive reality. And simultaneously, right as I started thinking about writing about this topic, my mother passed away about 8 years ago, and I found myself asking that question that we all ask. What does happen when we die? And if you had asked me 8 years ago, I would have said the answer is nothing. Full stop, total blackness, the end. I just spent 8 years researching this topic, talking to noetic scientists, physicists, philosophers, and a lot of people who've had near-death experiences. And I've come out the other side with a totally different mindset on death. And I should say, I did not have a near-death experience. I've had no mystical or religious experiences. This is based purely on the science that is happening right now in the world of noetics and physics that is bubbling to the surface. It's pretty exciting. Can
you give me one example of something that maybe triggered you to perhaps be open to changing your mind on how you used to believe about things?
Sure. Well, I won't bore you with all the science, but this book is absolutely an adventure and a thriller, but it involves some of the science. For example, we've all talked to people, we've heard these stories of people on operating tables who pass away, are resuscitated 10 or 15 minutes later, and they say, no, I saw the whole thing. I was up on the ceiling, I was sort of looking down, I was watching this, I saw the guy in the green shirt come in and do this, and the doctor says, your eyes were taped shut and there was no brain activity, this is impossible. It happens over and over and over, medically documented. That was really what got me to say maybe something's happening, and then I delved into the world of science that is, to my taste, starting to prove that the human consciousness can actually survive the death of the body.
I cannot wait to read fully how you have incorporated this into the book. Speaking of the book, it is a commitment. You said it clocks in at 200,000 words. You wrote 1 million. You had to parse it down by 800,000. That is a good editor.
My job is to respect the reader's time. So.
Is it true that you base the character of Jonas Falkman on your actual real-life editor, and that is Jason Kaufman?
It is. Jonas Falkman is an anagram of Jason Kaufman.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, it's funny. He and I are best friends. We've been doing these books for a long time. He made a cameo in the Da Vinci Code. He made a cameo in the other books. And now readers get to see inside a publishing company how are books purchased, how are they made, how are they kept safe, how are they marketed. One of the threads in The Secret of Secrets is inside my actual publishing company, Penguin Random House. And it's a whole lot of fun.
Okay, but just tell me, when you present 1 million words to your editor, what does he say to you?
Oh, I would never send them all.
Okay.
What that is that for every 5 words I write, I end up with one. I throw out 80% of what I've written. It's the way you get to what's good. It's how you make sure that the story, even at 200,000 words, just flies by. And it's been so gratifying to talk to readers. I talked to somebody in a hotel this morning who had just read it and said, it was so fast. I couldn't believe I read a book that long, that fast. So that always makes me happy.
Oh, I bet it does. Dan Brown, it's great to have you here in studio. Thanks for bringing your book.
Thank you.
A reminder, it is called The Secret of Secrets. We'll be right back.